Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that might just shift your spirit today. There's a reason why some women don't break. They've been through the fire. They've tasted betrayal, heartbreak, and disrespect. And still they walk like nothing ever touched them. Not because they're cold. Not because they're numb. But because they are covered. There's a force surrounding her, leading her, and making a way for her, even when she can't see it. And once you recognize those signs, you'll understand why she keeps getting back up. Why no weapon formed against her truly succeeds. So if you are that woman, or you're on your way to becoming her, don't scroll past this. Every second of this message is a mirror showing you the strength you carry. To the world, it might look like she's alone, like she's missing out. They might wonder how a woman like her moves through life without always needing someone beside her. No entourage, no crowd, no grand entrance, just her moving with grace and silence with deep purpose. But what they don't know is that she's never truly alone. She isn't empty. She isn't waiting for applause. She's not searching for attention. She's walking with something deeper, something most people don't understand because they're too busy chasing noise. She's been through too much to rely on temporary people. She's had people come and go from her life like it was a revolving door. She's been betrayed by those she trusted, abandoned when she needed someone most. And still, she didn't let that destroy her. It didn't turn her bitter. It made her wiser. It showed her that some people come into your life just to teach you how to stand on your own. And once you master that walk, you realize you were never truly alone. You were being covered, separated, kept for something greater. When a woman learns how to walk on her own, it means she's learned how to hear her own voice again. Not the voices of guilt, not the lies of fear, not the whispers of manipulation, her own voice. The one that speaks truth even when the world tries to drown it out. The one that tells her when to exit a room, when to cut ties, when to trust, when to hold back. That voice is never loud, it's sacred. It only speaks when peace is present. That's why she walks alone, so she can hear it clearly. She knows that not every presence is a blessing. Not every crowd is safe. Not every friend is loyal. She's learned how to read energy, how to notice what doesn't sit right with her soul, how to recognize danger that wears a smile. And once you've spent enough time around the wrong people, being alone feels like peace. It's not loneliness, it's liberation. It's the kind of freedom that makes you enjoy your own presence. And that's what makes her untouchable. Evil doesn't always come waving red flags. Sometimes it blends in. It charms. It pretends. And those who are always distracted, always needing someone around, they often miss those signs. But not her. Because she's learned to walk solo. She's developed a sharp spirit. She doesn't need warning. She can feel when something's off. Her spirit speaks louder than words. And her quietness keeps her alert. People often ask, how is she so fine being by herself? What they don't understand is that solitude taught her the difference between being needed and being used. It showed her how to stop pouring into empty hands. It taught her that love isn't about begging anyone to stay, it's about honoring yourself enough to let go. She no longer fears letting people go. She embraces it because she knows peace is too expensive to keep paying with her energy. What guards her isn't just physical, it's spiritual. It's the unseen hand that pulls her away from harm. It's the inner whisper that tells her no even when everything around her screams yes. That protection might not be loud. No big signs. No applause. But it shows up in moments others don't see. The message she didn't reply to. The person she didn't meet. The offer she turned down that later proved to be a mess in disguise. That's not by chance. That's divine protection. And that protection becomes stronger when she walks in silence. Because when you walk with too many voices around you, their noise drowns out your clarity. Their opinions cloud your vision. But when you walk alone, your insight sharpens. You hear better. You move with power, not pressure. And that power, evil can't touch it. Some people will get it wrong. They'll say she's distant, that she's cold. But they don't understand that her silence isn't a barrier, it's a sanctuary. It's where she restores herself. It's where she listens to truth. It's where she builds her strength. And most of all, it's where she becomes unshakable. She's not wandering. She's not lost. She's not walking aimlessly. She's being led. Every step she takes is reason. Every path she chooses holds purpose. Every quiet moment alone reminds her in every dark force out there she's not weak. She's not easy to trick. She's covered. And being protected doesn't always show up like armor or swords. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like solitude. Sometimes it looks like a woman walking alone but holding the strength of an army within her. So next time you see her head up, walking confidently, no one beside her, don't pity her. Don't assume she's missing something. Know that she's walking in power. She's aligned. She's in a season where separation is protection. And she's never been more strong. She doesn't owe explanations. She doesn't wait for someone to show their true colors before trusting her intuition. Her spirit senses things before actions confirm them. When someone steps into her space, she feels it. A shift in energy. A strange tension. A silent alarm. It's not paranoia. It's awareness. She doesn't guess. She knows. When she enters a space, she sees not just with her eyes, but with her soul. While others fall for smooth words, fake smiles, and shiny packaging, she sees through it. She's not impressed by show. She's not moved by masks. She's danced with pain. She's faced deception. She's survived betrayal. And once you've been through that fire, your spirit doesn't just recover, it transforms. Her awareness is now her armor. Her quiet becomes her defense. She pays attention not just to words, but to tone, to timing, to the feeling behind them. That uneasy vibe when someone smiles, but your heart says otherwise, she listens to that. That's how she stays protected, not by fighting, not by accusing, but by recognizing. She doesn't need to argue to prove she knows. Her spirit already confirms it. Sometimes she can't even explain why, but when someone looks perfect on paper, yet something still feels off, she believes that feeling. She doesn't wait for drama, doesn't ask for closure. She just creates space. Because she knows not everything good looking is good for her. Not every opportunity is divine. Not every admirer has pure intentions. That's why she's safe. She doesn't shut down her inner voice. She leans into it because it's never led her wrong. That voice kept her from another painful cycle. It warned her before danger hit. It protected her when words failed, when people disappointed her. She doesn't broadcast her intuition. She just moves different. When something shifts, she adjusts. No chasing. No begging. No guilt. She protects her peace without apology. She doesn't care to prove a point. She's focused on preserving what she worked hard to build: her peace, her vision, her healing. Darkness isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it wears a smile. Sometimes it pretends to help. That's why her intuition is her strongest defense. She's seen kindness used as manipulation. She's had normal conversations that left her spirit drained. That's why she no longer judges with eyes alone. She listens with her spirit. And the more she trusts that inner truth, the more in tune she becomes. Confusion no longer clouds her. People who used to access her can no longer reach her energy. She knows the price of ignoring her spirit. She's done it before. She gave chances she shouldn't have. Stayed longer than she should have. But she learned. The hard way, yes, but she learned. And now, she doesn't give darkness the benefit of the doubt. Her shield is her awareness. Her gift is in seeing without being loud. She doesn't always need to call it out. Sometimes she just removes herself. Sometimes the best move is no reaction, no fight, just wisdom, just stillness. She doesn't debate what her spirit already knows. If something feels wrong, she trusts it. That keeps her head miles ahead. Some will call her too guarded, too sensitive. But they don't realize her sensitivity is her superpower. It was shaped by pain. It was refined by